Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be using a bunch of products I felt like using. All of these things have been brought into my collection over this month and I just wanted to give everything another go, see how they play together, yada yada. And I'm also going to be trying out the new Patrick Ta eyeshadow palette. This looks so beautiful. Look at this thing. It's hard to see with the glare, but it's a stunning neutral palette. I haven't been intrigued by a palette in so long, but this one I feel very excited about. So before we get into today's video, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It means so much to me, and let's get to it. I just wanted to preface this video because the beginning portion is a bit of a mess, but I wanted to include it because I thought it was funny. So if you don't want to laugh at me, feel free to skip to this timestamp here and enjoy the show. Thank you so much. Bye. I don't have a single headband in here. I think they're all in the wash. I do have this hat, elf scent. Could I do like this? Absolutely not. Cut that out. Cut that out. Okay, nope, can't do that. I have to go on an adventure. I'll be right back. I found one. I'm gonna tuck those away. I need to be taken a little bit seriously today. Can't do that. Okay, first thing I'm gonna use finally is the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Putty Primer. I wanted to use this again. I really liked the way it performed last time. Feels like I haven't filmed in forever, but it's been like 2 days. So I'm just gonna focus that in the center of my face first and on the areas that are a bit more textured than I would like right now. And then I'll go to the outskirts of my face. Oh, also, I put in a nose hoop because the little stud I had in my nose was starting to like tarnish and it was looking a little bit black and I did not like that. It's okay though, I've had that thing in my nose for like 7 years, so it's fun to switch it up a bit and I really like it. I kind of feel badass with this little ring in it. So now I'm going to put on some of this Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint. I'm just going to apply it on the high points of my face just to see how I like that. I don't really like this all over my face. It gives me too much highlighter vibes and it doesn't wear nicely on my oilier skin. So I'll see if I like it applied in specific areas and I want to see what it looks like underneath another skin tint. But I'm not sold on this product yet. I feel like I'm really happy with the products I already have in my collection that do this type of thing, like the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury, the Auric Glow Lust, or even the Becca, why is it escaping my mind right now? This thing, the Light Shifter. I have so many products like that that I already know and love. I don't know if I need another. So let's see what a skin tint does over top of this. I'm going to be using the BB Pure from Maybelline. And I believe this product also has salicylic acid in it, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to bring it up on my computer here real quick, actually. I don't know if I'm making this up or I dreamt about it, but this product only comes in 4 shades and the deepest one I could probably pull off at the end of summer. So I don't know how I feel about using this again today. But on the bright side, I did receive yet another skin tint this week. This is the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint and I've been wanting to try this out for so long. This isn't a new product to the market whatsoever. It was just really hard to get a hold of it here in Canada for the longest time. Back then, it was only available on Revolve, but my shades were always sold out and it just kind of slipped my mind as time went on. But here it is today. Really excited to try this out. I think this was really hard to get here in Canada just because of the SPF claims. I feel like that was a very long-winded explanation, but I'm gonna try it out. I have the shade ST4 Formosa. This might be a little light for my skin today, but hopefully it kind of is sheer enough that it will stretch. Oh yeah, that is a little bit light. Oh, I don't like the way it smells. What is that? Oh no, I look so pale. I think this video is cursed. I wiped off everything. I wanted to restart. Things were just not going according to plan and I really want to enjoy my makeup, so I decided to wipe everything off. Instead, I'm going to be using the Fenty Eavesdrop. I'm using the shade 8 and I already reapplied the e.l.f. Putty Primer and I also put on some Glowish on the high points of my face. I'm just going to be using something I know and love. I decided to wipe off the Ilia Skin Tint first because I could not stand the smell. I don't know what that is. I don't know if I got like a bottle that went off or something, but it was just way too smelly, and also it was way too late for my skin, and it was just not looking good, point blank. So I just needed an entire refresh. I don't know if I'm going to include all that footage, but it might be funny, who knows, we'll see. But it might be good to see how all the other products go on top of this, since I'm so well versed in the ease drops. I know how they perform and I love everything about the ease drops. I think things are going to turn out for the better today. Okay, so here's where we're at with the skin. I'm much more happy with this result. My skin looks so smooth. This and this together, I think might be a dream combination for me, especially on the days that I'm having more texture issues. These two products seem to work beautifully together, especially in this area here where I have a lot of healing acne and just a lot of texture going on here. It just is ignoring it. It layered really nicely on top of it without accentuating it. I think this base looks gorgeous. So now for my concealer, I'm going to be giving the Bobbi Brown Intensive Skin Serum Concealer another shot, since in my last video it looked horrible. But I don't know if it's because of the concealer or that Armani powder I used, or both. We're gonna see how this plays with my usual powder, the Pat McGrath Blurring Under Eye Powder. I'm just gonna blend it out with a sponge. By the way, this is a beauty blender. I'm just gonna put the excess from my sponge over top here, just because I wanted that to be a little bit more corrected. I feel like that looks good. I feel like this concealer looks really nice in combination with the Fenty Ease Drop. I feel like it suits it. So now I'm taking a bit of my Pat McGrath Under Eye Powder with this fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna concentrate that under the eye. This concealer does seem to crease quite a bit, even in that short amount of time. It looks like it really creased in all my fine lines, even the ones over here, which is quite rare for most concealers. So I feel like I'm gonna need a little bit more powder than usual. And I'm noticing something a bit odd, and it seems to have darkened the concealer a bit in this area. That's unlike what I'm used to, so I'll have to see about that. Let's just see how things melt into the skin. I'll let this rest a bit and we'll reconvene in a few minutes. So now for my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Danessa Myricks Power Bronzer in the shade Light. I'm going to apply it with my Melt 777 brush. I haven't used this in a very long time. It's been hiding in my makeup bag, but I'm excited to use this again. I feel like I've found some really great bronzers over the course of this month, like the e.l.f. Putty one, the Huda Beauty Glowish one, and this one. Like, they're all really great and very different from one another as well. This one has a nice matte finish and it's a bit more full coverage, meaning that it's not very sheer, but it still applies beautifully and it blends amazingly as well. I really like this color too. It's quite effective, but it's still on the lighter side for my skin tone compared to a lot of the other bronzers I go in with. Imagine if I kept the Ilia thing, like, this bronzer would not have helped me. I would still look like Voldemort. That looks amazing with all of these products. I really like it on top of the Fenty Ease Drops. Things are back on track. Things are back in track, things are back on track. Things are back on, because trains go on rails, not in the rails. I'm off the rails today. So now for highlighter, I'm going to be testing out the Precious Petals again from Wet n Wild, the Mega Glow highlighting powder. For my blush, this one was calling my name. This is the NARS Air Matte Blush in the shade Gasp. Such a pretty color, and I feel like it'll go well with the tones in the Patrick Ta eyeshadow palette. I look at my drawer of blushes like I'm the claw from Toy Story, and all my blushes are those little green aliens. I don't know why, but every time I open the drawer, I feel like that's how they feel. Stupid. It's time for me to throw on my eyebrows as well as my eye primer, so I'm going to take a moment to do that. I'm going to be using the Fenty eye primer today, and for my brows I'm going to be using the Kosas products. So please enjoy the intermission. it's time to dive into this beautiful palette. And there's also 2 creams in here, which I will for sure be using today. The first shade I'm going to be using is this one here called Transition, and I'm going to be putting that all in my crease. I'm excited to see how his mattes perform. So far so good. This feels very nice and smooth, and it's showing up really nicely. I'm now going to dip into the deeper cream brown, and I'm applying that with a Smith 233. And I'm gonna focus it on the outer corner first, in the outer V. Ooh, very, very creamy. Duh, but like, it's blending nicely. I'm gonna carry some of that against my lash line. With that same brush, I'm now going to be dipping into the shade Scandal, which is the deepest matte powder brown. And I'm gonna deepen up the outer corner. The powder is blending beautifully on top of the cream, which is nice. So far with all the colors I used, everything is a breeze. I'm now dipping into Absolutely, which is right next to the transition shade. And I'm going to bring that the rest of the way of the lower lash line. I'm going to take the lightest shade on the bottom row, which is Divine. It has a little bit of a sheen running through it, so I think this would be a nice one to put on the brow bone. And now I'm going to use a shimmer, and it's interesting because they all look like different formulas. Some of them look like they have a sheen, some of them are more metallic, some of them are like toppers. So you can see here, these are 4 from the top row. These 2 over here, my spa can, these look gorgeous. I'm gonna use this shade, which is called Opulence. I'm going to apply that with my finger first, right in the center. That's pretty. It's definitely like a topper. I think that's gorgeous. Now I'm going to take the lightest shimmer shade, which again is like a topper, but it's white. And I'm going to bring that in the innermost portion right here. I'm going to grab this little brush once again and kind of dust over anywhere where I want to knock off some of the glitter. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I'm going to catch this eye up to speed and I'll be right back. And here are the eyes all finished. I absolutely love how they turned out. I think my favorite thing about this eyeshadow palette is the 2 creams and the mattes in here. They were a dream to work with. I see myself using this palette a ton. Very high quality, no issues whatsoever. I think if you were to invest in this palette, you wouldn't be disappointed at all. I loved everything about my experience with this palette here. So now that the eyes are done, let's move on to lips. So for my lips, really exciting. NARS sent over the entire range of the soft matte tinted lip balms. I took a second to swatch the entire range for you. This one is Brief Encounter, which still remains my favorite out of the entire range. I was honestly going to purchase every single color anyways, just because I love this formula so much, and it is limited edition, which is so sad. I'll go through them now. This one is Unrestricted. This one is Touch Me, Intimate, Dangerous Affair, Whiplash, and Brief Encounter. But before I use one of those, I'm going to be lining my lips with the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 in the shade Honey Beige. My brother's calling me. Hello, Matthew, you're on the air. I'm filming.
Wanna hang out?
Sure, I'm almost done filming. Okay, see you soon, bye. Cute. I'm honestly leaning towards Brief Encounter because it's the perfect tone to go with the blush and the eyes, but I wanted to try out a different color in here, but I don't think any of them really work for it. I'll try this one, Intimate. Oh no, that's a good color for this look. That's actually a perfect color. I'm happy I didn't stick to what I know. This is great. Yes, thank you. And here we are. Here is the finished final look. What do we think? What do we think? I, for one, love it. I think everything turned out beautifully. It was worth the struggle at the beginning of this video, that's for sure. And it's fun to see this eye look on my eyes today. I feel like this is kind of how I used to do my makeup a little while back. Something a bit smokier to switch things up. I'm excited to hear what you guys think, but with that being said, that is all for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a like. It would help me out so very much. I'll make sure to link all the products I used in today's video in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye.